Well people, I've had my lunch. Sorry, but I just had to have something to eat. I would have invited you actually, but it appears I've eaten everything. The day is appalling. It's a shocker. 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, horizontal rain, running down the windows, blowing through the gaps I haven't filled up here in the tackle shack. But I'll tell you what, with the G-stove fire going there in the oven, this is the place to be when the weather's as bad as this. There is no fishing, for me anyway. Anybody else who's out there, the very best of luck to you. I'm not going out there, but what I will do is tell you people, and hopefully I'm going to show you, probably my best shore rig, I want to say ever. I've had one or two good ones. It was given to me by somebody, I can't even remember who. Nice neat little rig, I caught plenty of fish on it. I got to thinking, well if I'm catching little small fish and it's very productive, why don't I upgrade everything and make the rig usable for big fish? So hopefully, if I can get the focus right on the cameras and get it right, be able to show you guys. And do you know what? I'm going to measure it because I know a lot of you people are saying, well how long was the snoot? How long was the rig body? How long was this? Blah blah blah. So it's a tackle one. Let's get cracking. And this rig might even get you some fish as well. I'll bring you over a bit closer. Real glasses on. Get the real eyes on. I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to make an upgraded version of what I'm going to be calling the place rig. I'm going to be using 80 pounds, which is very heavy for a rig body, but I want it to be fairly stiff. The rig body is the piece you come through your tip ring of your beach rod, surf rod, you come down and you're going to tie the rig on. The rig is from here, the swivel, down to the weight. Okay, so that's called the rig body. It's the centre part that takes most of the power when you're casting out. So you want that heavy. You don't want to be using 15-pound line sort of straight through because you might cast hard with a heavy lead and it breaks off. You use what's called a shock leader, which would be, I'm going to ballpark it as say 60 pounds average, and that's probably more if you want to do pendulum casting. I don't. Most guys out there just want to throw a lead out with a fixed ball reel and try and catch some fish, and that's where I'm at. So I'm using 80 pounds there for my rig body. This, forget the spool, it's not what it says on the spool, it's some 30-pound line there, and I've done it in yellow so you can see it better, and I've also caught in yellow and orange. So that's one of the rigs I've already made up, but I feel I should duplicate this one and actually show you because I have done. It's a productive rig. I don't know why it is. I don't know what it is, whether it's the rigidity of the heavier nylon, because a lot of people use say 15 pound for their traces, their snooze hooks, and it just spins around the main line and gets tangled. If you use a bit heavier, it is generally a bit better. You can use 50. I would like to use 50, but I'm using this because it's yellow. So the rig here is, as you can see it there. It says, that's it. 2 hooks hanging off it, hopefully you can see that, right? But I'm going to give you the measurements, so let's start and cut and tie on. First, I start from the bottom, and I'm going to be using one of these lead clips that's got a bait holding bend in there, which I'll show you how to use. They're dead cheap to buy, and they're easy to use. I'm going to measure that, and then you know exactly what the rig body is that I'm using. Look, anybody can alter anything. I'm just telling you what I've been catching on. I'm not selling them. I'm making them up myself. That is, ironically, I must have made this up myself, it's 3 feet, which is 92 centimetres. See, I'm not that old fashioned. 3 feet, 36 inches. Let's cut that off first. Now make sure when you take it off, you get more than 3 feet because you're going to have to pull the knots down, aren't you? So go more than 3 feet. Onto the end of this, I tie on my lead clip, I'm going to call it, lead clip for taking your lead weight. So I'm going to be using small beads here, nice bright yellow beads. They're important. Equally important, a couple of small, I'm going to call these number 10 swivels here. Number 10 swivels. Then you're going to need your lead clip, which is here. A swivel, which you're going to put on the top, after which you tie your main line. And then I'm actually using 1.3 mini double sleeves. You really could use them with a single sleeve that size, but I haven't got any, I just got mini double sleeves. So I'm using those. So first thing I do is tie on my lead holder, my clip holder, whatever you call it, just using a regular 5-turn blood knot, half blood, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes a really thick line. I do it with sort of 4.5 turns. See if I can show you this in close up. Now for beginners, if you put a bit of spit and moisture on that, it stops the nylon burning, but you know, on 80 you're hardly going to burn it pulling the knot down, but it does pull down snug, I'll show you. That should just slide down and pull like that. There we go, that's pulled down tight. You can snip that tag end off if you want. I personally leave it. Onto this, I'll just show you that clip goes through there onto your lead weight. Hopefully you can see that. So easy to change lead weights. This little kink here is to take your bait, your hook. So I'll take that one off just for now. Okay, so that's a lead end tied. So next I'm going to slide down a crimp sleeve, a bead, a swivel, a bead again, and a crimp sleeve. But you need to know the length here. So let's measure the one that I've been catching on all the time before I actually put the trace on, the snood on. It's very, very short from their clip to the first crimp. Do it so guys can, you know, you can measure it. It is indeed to the first crimp 11 inches, or near enough 28 centimetres. So 11 inches in, I slide my first crimp sleeve down like this. I thread that through here. I'll do it first at this distance and I'll try and do it close up for you. So we're going to go for 11 inches. When you close these, if they're mini double sleeves like this, you need one of those which is a cup to cup crimping swaging tool, not a cup to point. A cup to point will pinch the mono. This compresses the 2 figure 8s on the end view down and compresses them onto the mono. So I'm going to measure out how many inches? Smith, tell me. This is easy to tie when you're doing the rigs, but it's not easy tying and filming, right? So I've got 11 inches there. I'm going to close the crimp down. I'm going to do this at this distance first. Not overly tight, it's just enough to stop it sliding. Tell you what, let's put that lead on. It might be easier for me. There we go. We've got lead, sleeve, crimp sleeve. Now I need a bead. The bead allows the swivel, which you'll see in a minute, to spin around and stop it tangling against the main rig body. And I think that's one of the reasons with this rig successful that I've had anyway. Or some of these, if you're using thick mono like this, you might need to snip an angle on it like that rather than actually have it burr off at the end, because some of these swivels are very small. So there we go, beads going down. You'll see it in close up much better. Then a small number 10 swivel. Okay. Then another bead. It's a bit like making necklaces, isn't it really? Not that I wear too many necklaces, besides which yellow isn't really my favourite colour, only on a fishing boat. Okay, now we're going to lock that tightly. So I do it like this at distance first, and I'm going to try and do it in close up for you. So there you got the lead. You can see it's all together there. Crimp, yellow bead, swivel hanging down there, you can spin right around. Once crimp, now I pull that down quite tight. I like it quite tight. Up against the top bead. Bear with me. Just there. Crimp it. Okay, now you can use single crimps. This does the same job. I've just come back from catching a load of fish, and you can see the swivel here. This goes all the way around. So that's going to be my first snood, if you like, my hook, trace, length, whatever. Now I want the second one. So what distance between the two? You don't want too close together, they're going to tangle. Measure up again on the super successful secret rig, which isn't a secret anymore. Everybody's got different rigs, haven't they? Everybody, but I'm just telling you this one has been very successful for me. And the centre of the beads, so people know, 14 inches, 36 centimetres. So 14 inches, I repeat the procedure. It's going to be a crimp sleeve, You can buy these crimp sleeves in tackle shops, you can order them probably online, I guess, get single sleeves, not mini doubles. I just happen to have mini doubles, and I've been catching fish on mini doubles, so I assure you it really doesn't make too much difference. I wonder if anybody's ever had a load of beads without holes in them. Bead goes on, swivel goes on, fire goes out. That thing eats wood, that G-stove. It is impressive. Crimp sleeve. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and hold it very close in here and see if I can do this all in one. First I'm going to put my stopper, so that will all slide down. Can you see it slides down? You don't want that, so you've got to crimp your bottom one first. You're starting from the lead and working your way up. 14 inches, Smith? Yes, sir. 14 inches is there. Once I've crimped the bottom one, you can knock these out just sitting in front of the fire at home, you know. Do them a lot quicker than I'm doing it with the camera. Alright, let's get a close up, see if you can get a better look at it. Hopefully you can see that there. That's a mini double sleeve I've crimped. There's the bead, there's the swivel, there's the other bead. If you didn't have the bead, the swivel would jam and rub against the edges of these two sleeves. So that gives it a smooth surface for it to look, just to spin around like this. So then I'm going to crimp that closed. So I'm going to crimp that one closed now. Just like that, just pinching it. And there, hopefully you can see what it's done. Crimp, bead, swivel, bead, crimp. Now I'm going to tie on the end swivel to which I would tie my fishing line or clip. So remember, it was 36 inches. An inch or two isn't going to make any difference at all. I'll just try to standardise everything for you. There is my 36 inches or 92 centimetres. See what I mean? You need to leave yourself enough to be able to tie the knot. I'm pinching that mark there. And the main thing is a little bit of spit on the knot before you put it down, especially with heavy line like this. You can use your fingers, you can use your teeth, or you can use a pair of pliers. Snip off the surplus. So now all we're going to do, there is the main, we're going to call that the main rig body. Lead, centre rig, top rig. I'm going to tie the fishing line on there now. The actual trace, snood, all different countries have different names for it. Again, cut it a bit longer than you really want to, because you always have to allow for the knot. Now, two schools of doing this. You could tie the swivel first and then the hook. We could tie the hook first and then the swivel. It's sort of catch-22. The hook I'm going to be using, other than small hooks, which is how I first had this, I think it might be called a place hook, I'm not sure. These are stronger hooks I've been using for bigger fish, and it's been working. I won't say what the make is because they don't pay me. It's called a B950U. It's a 4.0 uptide hook, so it's more for boat fishing. Chemically etched needle point. Yes, it's sharp. This I can fish bigger baits with, mackerel, strip, squid, wow, big ragworm, like a king ragworm. I mean, they don't give you many hooks in a packet, do they? Okay. I'm going to tie my hook on first. To the eye. It's a good job fishermen have teeth. Where would we be without it? Now look on our site, there's 2 lots of how to tie fishing knots on there. On our playlist for beginners, there's 2 different lots. How to tie fishing knots. And these knots will be in amongst them. Spit on it. Now you can use your finger. I put my finger in the bend of the hook. If you're a bit dodgy or beginner, why not use a pair of pliers? Pull it down like that, no problem. Snip off the tag end, but not too flush in case anything moves. And that tag end actually serves as a little bit of a bait holder. So again, I'm going to tie the bottom one first, and then we're going close up if we can, show you that on. Just a shame can't fish. The fishing's just about kicking off at the moment on the shore. So what I do, just my way of doing it, don't worry, in Britain there's always some expert out there that's going to say that's all wrong. You're catching fish, it can't be wrong, can it? You come down to the bait holder hook and you'll just show you. The hook rests in there, right? So I put it tight, so it just takes, watch the lead, I just take in the strain of the lead, so there's a little bit of slack on the rig body, the main rig body. So I've marked that there. You don't want to leave it too long. If you tie it too long, it won't clip up properly. So I hold that, and then I even come through a few more millimetres to allow for the knot sliding down. You know, when you're doing these rigs, if somebody was sat there, they get it in 5 minutes. But because you're explaining verbally, it's quite difficult, you know, so people pick up. I don't know, so I figured if I measured everything, fine. Let me pull this tight. Again, you could use pliers like this. I like to pull it down with my thumb to make sure, and then just cinch it with it a little bit. Check it again, pull it, but leave a little bit of tag end on there. So essentially, that's the bottom half of the rig there. Okay. Now this hook, come on, Ray, let's put it over there. This hook is shorter. You can't reach that clip on the lead. So when you do clip it up, the lead is pulling down on that all the time. Like that. It's like a very, very loose bow in the line there. So when you cast out, watch that loop. If I'm casting, this line's going to stretch. Watch the loop close. Bang. Can you see that? I hope if I come closer. That's how it's hanging. Look, that's me, that's nothing. And you're going to go whack. You're going to cast it out. So this will actually pull tight. Ready? Bang. The reason for that being, monofilament is generally reckoned to stretch about 10% of its length. So that pulls tight, and when it hits the water, it's loose, the lead impacts with the water, bang. The rig comes free like that and your bait's untangled. I only tie the bait holder on this one in case there's any eventuality that it doesn't unclip. This one will be free swinging. So I'm going to tie the same thing here, but the wind's about to take the roof off here, people. 60 to 70 miles an hour. I would think it's about 80 degrees in here with that G-stove going. Better than being cold. So you go through your swivel. Once you see the rig, it's just so much easier. I don't know why it's been fishing. I've been fishing 60 years. All I can say is it's been very, on average, it's not the super greatest secret rig. It's just something about it that I seem to do okay. And of course once you've had fish on a rig, you've got faith in it, haven't you? And half of it is having the faith in your bait, your rig, your tackle, your technique, where you're fishing. Okay. Glad I left the lead on, put it down there. There's the lead. Everything's nice and tight, isn't it? There. This is the swivel, which I tie my fishing line to there for my rod top. But you've got to make sure that this snood, this trace, doesn't overlap and reach the bottom one here. Otherwise it's all going to tangle up. So you want to make this one shorter. So look at my rig here. How much shorter you say? Quite short. Even now, this is just loose, flying about all over the table. I make that less than by about 2 inches there. So it's less than that crimp there. I can measure it if you want, people want measurements. I don't measure, it looks about 8 inches to me, 10 inches. 10 inches, it's bang on 10 inches. Doesn't have to be 10 inches, just make sure that it's shorter than the bottom set of swivels. So this is an easy one. Main rig body, that's why I tie it in different colours. I come down to about there, and look, allow for the length of the hook as well, because the length of the hook might reach down below here, so just come back a few millimetres, snip off, hook on. I wonder where they come up with these codes, these hooks. It's a B950U. What's the U stand for? Anybody in the comments page, they know what U means? Oh, pulled nice. Some nylons pull nice and smooth, they are smoother. Right, one rig, ready to bait up and rock and roll. Lead clip, one loose hanging one that can be clipped up in the bottom, and one loose one at the top which just flies around everywhere. You could put another clip in here if you want, you could do, I haven't bothered. I've had no major terminal tackle foul-ups with it. Let me just run through that in close-up for you. This is a grip lead. For those who don't know, it's got wire spikes in the end like that. You should be able to see that there. They just clip in there, they're spring wired, like that. And then when you hook in the bottom, they hold your bait there. When you pull free, boom, they go the other direction, so you can wind in and get all your rig back sometimes. So there we go. Lead clip here. See the lead clip? That goes onto your fishing weight. There. And then we're going to let that slide down. We're going to come up to there. Can you see that there, people? That's your first crimped rig on there. You see tied on. There's the leader, snood, what you would call it. There's the hook, and I left a little tag in there, see on the hook. If you have worm baits or anything else, you can slide over that, and then you can whip with baited thread elastic rather this side, up on this side of it, and it just helps to hold it a little bit. Slide the rig down, 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 down. Here comes the other crimp. There's the other crimps. As you can see, there you go. Crimp, bead, swivel, bead, crimp. You've got the measurements on it, and then a little bit farther is the one on which you tie your fishing line. So your hook can go into there with these impact leads. When you cast out, this impacts with the water, and the impact jets up under these little slots. Watch the hook come free, watch. Ping, it comes free that way. But a lot of fishing weights won't have that, which is why I always use this type of clip, because then you've got a choice of either or, haven't you? So it rests in there, and then when this again impacts with the top of the sea, it hits it under high pressure, boom, it comes free, away you go. So there you go, people, that's currently my favourite surf beach fishing rig. I've used it up tiding off my boat as well, been really good for up tiding. Hope you enjoy this little one, hope it helps you catch a few more fish, because there's guys out there from all the way around the world that watch this clip, boom, see how they fall, swinging free. I've always wanted to be swinging free. Stop it, Graeme. Anyway guys, thanks for watching Totally Awesome Fishing Show in the Tackle Shack section. We'll see you in here, no doubt. Again, let us know on the comments page if you want more rigs like this. I can certainly do those, that's not a problem. I'm not going to mess around doing every rig, I'm going to do the ones I catch with. Hit the subscribe button, hit Mike's TA Outdoor subscribe button, and fingers crossed next time this wind, this rain will have stopped. Even the fire's gone out now. Even the G-stove's given up. We'll have fish next time for you. I'm going to get these rigs packed up, ready for that extra special next trip.